Alright guys, so as promised I did say that I would do a video on the Jamaican Constitution the next time that I upload a video. So here we go. So we're looking now at the Charter of Fundamental Rights. That's what they call it here in Jamaica. In the United States, I think they call it the amendments. First Amendment, second, third, so on. But in Jamaica we call it the Charter of Fundamental Rights. Right, so, but before I get into it, I just want to talk a little bit. I want to tell you a little story before a little story to kind of give you an idea, because I'm not a lawyer, but I started studying the Jamaican Constitution after an incident happened to me in 2000 and I don't remember what year. I'm thinking maybe 2004 thereabout. Yeah, I think so, 2004. So I was probably around 18, 19 years old. This was my first encounter with the police. I was coming from class actually, not regular school. I was doing some extra lessons. I was coming from class. I stopped in the town and I ran into one of my really good friends that we went to school together. Didn't see each other after leaving high school, so I was really happy to see him. So we stopped and we were chatting a little bit, him and I. It was I think it was either a Friday or a Saturday, but the town was really busy. There's a lot of people there. But so while we were talking, a fella came over to both of us. He was dressed casually, not in a uniform or anything, jeans pants and so on. And he came over and he asked for a search. Now my friend, he tossed his hands up in the air and he allowed the fella to search him. While that was happening, I was like, what the heck is going on here? Because I didn't know regular, normal people was allowed to come to you and ask you for a search. I mean, yes, they can, but you don't have to. You don't have to let them, right? Yeah. So he then, after he finished searching my friend, he turned to me and asked me for a search. And I said, but who are you? And my friend immediately responded and said, yeah, he's a police officer. And I'm like, what the heck? A police officer? What do you have to identify yourself as a police officer? I don't see you in a uniform. I don't see you with any ID. I don't see you with a badge. I don't see you with anything to identify yourself as a police officer. And so therefore, I'm not going to allow you to search me. And he asked me, you not allow me to search you? I said, no. And the guy grabbed me in my collar and dragged me from where we were standing up. My friend and I were from where we were standing up. He dragged me from there to another location where there were some other police officers doing searches of other people. And the guy went through everything. He went including my wallet. He went through my phone. He searched everything. He went into my bag. Of course, he found nothing but books and pencils and so on, stationaries. That's all he found. And so that was my first incident. I'm telling you, I was around 18, 19 years old. I was very angry because I didn't know the Jamaican Constitution then, but I was very angry because I knew something was not right about what he just did. I just didn't know what. So from then, I developed an interest in learning about the Constitution, the rights that citizens have. I did not know what he did wrong. I just knew something was wrong with what he did, and so I wanted to learn about the Constitution from then, but I didn't. Another incident happened that drove me over the edge because I was young, it was all about the girls, and I was trying to figure out life then too. I was very young, just finished high school, just starting out now in the real world, so I didn't, I was angry at the time, but I didn't move into studying the Constitution then. But yeah, another incident happened where they came to my house. Not the same people now, different people, but police officers this time, and they were dressed in uniforms and so on. Came to my house and searched everything. They searched my house, turned everything upside down, searched, and then they left. And I remember when they were leaving, I asked them, are you guys not going to put the things back how you saw them? And they said no. and they left everything turned upside down, topsy-turvy. They left the house in a state of topsy-turvy. That's a word we use here in Jamaica a lot. Don't ask me the meaning of it. I'd have to Google it. All right, but that's what drove me over the edge. And so I went to an attorney, and I was saying to him, why is it that there's nothing available in Jamaica for people to go to, and learn about their rights? Why is that not available in Jamaica? And he said, yeah, of course it's available. You can find this thing online. I'm like, really? And he said, yeah. And so, of course, I did. I went online and I searched, and I found this document here. It's called the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom. Charter of Fundamental Rights. That's what it's called. And so I read through this whole document. I've been reading it over and over again for years. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. Not going to go through everything in this video. In fact, I just want to touch on one tiny little thing in this video. All right, so it states here in chapter 2, 13I, it says, whereas the state has an obligation to promote universal respect for and observance of human rights and freedom. So just want to quickly say to people here in Jamaica, I know we tend to, quick to disrespect people. As soon as we feel, we don't like somebody and they probably look at us a certain way, we want to disrespect them. Desist from doing it because it's actually illegal and you can be sued for it. All right? That's not what I want to focus on now, though. It says, be here, all persons in Jamaica are entitled to preserve for themselves and future generation the fundamental rights and freedom to which they are entitled to by virtue of their inherent dignity as persons. So these rights are given to us not by the government, but because we're human beings, we were born with these rights. That's what it says there, entitled by virtue of their inherent dignity as persons and as citizens of a free and democratic society. See, all persons are under a responsibility to respect. Yeah, respect. See that word? Respect again. You have to respect other people, not just yourself, and uphold the rights of others recognized in this chapter. But listen, I want to focus on this highlighted piece here. So, subject to, in fact, I won't read that. Let's move down to A, subsection 2A. All right. So, this chapter, here's the important word. This chapter guarantees. See that? Chapter guarantees. That word guarantees? Right. The rights and freedom set out in subsection 3. Subsection 3, right here. Just down a little bit. Right. So it guarantees the right set out in subsection 3. Guarantee. Now listen, guys. Guarantee. Guarantee means, well, we know what guarantee means, right? Anyways, the people who wrote this document knew that people would give different definitions for the word guarantee. So I think, in my opinion, they actually explain what they meant by the word guarantee. So we're going to read B to find out what they meant by the word guarantee. But let's move on though. So section 3 is guaranteed, 6 is guaranteed, which means that section 4 and 5 are not guaranteed. So 6 is guaranteed, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is not guaranteed, but section 14, 15, 16, and 17, those are guaranteed rights. Can't be taken away from you unless you've been found guilty of a crime in a court of law. That's the only time you lose some of these rights, not all of them. Like your right to freedom, you lose some of the rights, but not everything. So a police officer can't just simply see you on the road and strip you of your rights, right? Because he's the police officer and he works for the government, he's the law, and take away your rights from you. You can't do that because you're guaranteed. Those rights are guaranteed All right. So then let's move down to B. B says Parliament, and Parliament, of course, is the highest besides the Prime Minister's office, which really and truly, because the Prime Minister is a part of Parliament anyways, right? But it says Parliament shall pass no law, and no organ of the state, and an organ of the state is the police officers, is the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defense Force. It says no organ of the state shall take any action, guys. Shall take no action which abrogates, abridges, or infringes on those rights. All right. Now let's see what section 3 says. Remember up top it says section 3 is a guaranteed right. And Parliament and no organ of the state shall do anything in the contrary. All right. So section 3 says the rights and freedom referred to in subsection 2 are as follows. You have the right to life, liberty, and liberty, guys, means freedom. Freedom. Okay? And security of persons, and the right not to be deprived thereof except in the execution of a sentence of a court in respect of a criminal offense of which the person has been convicted. So when a police officer comes to you and you're not convicted of anything, and so therefore your rights are guaranteed to strip you of those rights. All right, let's move on though. B, I don't know if I want to focus too much on B. You can read that on your own. What I want to get down to is, I want to go down a little bit further. I won't read through those, B, C. I want to go down, yeah. I want to go all the way down here to this other highlighted field. So J, we'll read J. It says the rights of everybody. Because remember, no. J, all of these, E, F, G, H, I, this still under section 3. Remember, section 3 is a guaranteed right. Section 3 is a guaranteed. So J here is a part of section 3. Okay, let me just show you that. I'm going to go down to section 4 here. Where's section 4? Section 4. Section 4 right there. Very short, but section 4 is just one sentence. Then you have section 5, then section 6. The reason why I put this line there is because it also says section 6 is guaranteed. But let's move back up to J. Where's J? Where's J? Here we go, right there. It says the right of everyone to protection from search of person. See that? And property. Protection of from search of the person and property. So that day when I was standing up in the town and a police officer allegedly came to us and searched us and went through my phone and my bag and my wallet and everything. He did it illegally. He abused my constitutional right when he searched me on that day. Of course, as I said, when he did it, I didn't know what he did wrong. I just knew something was wrong with it. But I didn't know what he did wrong. I know now because I know the law. Yeah? So I want to say any police officer dares to do that to me again and humiliate me the way I was humiliated that day, we're going to have a problem. We are going to have a big problem. You understand me? They can search you, But he has to have, according to this document, he has to have a demonstrably justifiable reason for searching you. All right? He has to have a demonstrably justifiable reason for searching you. And let me give you an example of a demonstrably justifiable reason for searching me. Let's say there was a riot on that particular day in Lucy, in the town. There was a riot. And the citizens, the people said, yeah, man, there's a guy over there, so he has a gun or he has a knife. And he was wearing, I don't remember what I was wearing, but he was wearing a red shirt and a jeans pants. and he went over there, so in that direction. And so the police now, you know, who were called on the scene, came to that location, and he, you know, see a guy there wearing a red shirt, or he's wearing a jeans pants as well. Yeah, I think it's him. You know, we're not sure, but I think it's him. And we you know, let's get him. Let's get a search, because we want to diffuse the situation as soon as possible. We don't want him to shoot anybody. We don't want him to stab anybody. So let's go and get that guy over there. So it might not be him, but let's go and get him anyways. And then they come over to us and say, yo, you know, my name is Officer whatever. I've been called. We were called for, you know, there was some altercation, and the description, we got a description that a gentleman in red shirt or whatever was involved in the situation. And of course, you're wearing a red shirt. So we're asking you, sir, can you allow us to search you? You know, I don't know, something like that. I'm not saying that's the best explanation, but at least something like that. I would gladly give him a search in that case to show him, nah, not me, it wasn't me. But that's not what happened that day. And there was no altercation, and he didn't explain anything to me. All he did was, I need a search. And I refused, and he took it. Went through my wallet. I mean, what could be in my wallet that day that would have been a threat to somebody? What could be in my phone on that day that could be a threat to somebody? Nothing. So therefore, he did not have a justifiable justifiable reason for searching me on that day. And he certainly did not even try to provide me with any explanation whatsoever. All right, so let's go on to the other one, which is 4. And they actually did 4 is, I don't think it was necessary for 4 to be here. Sorry, not for 6 to be here, because I think we spoke about it up top before. Did we? It says no person shall be subjected to torture or inhumane or degrading punishment or other treatment. I mean, okay, all right. You know, basically what it's saying is you're not allowed to you know, treat people less than human beings, really. You're not allowed to torture people, or, you know, that's what it's saying. So you're guaranteed, for example, you're in a situation with the police, he's not allowed to treat you less than you are. He's supposed to treat you with respect. You know, they didn't have to say that here, because I think up top where it spoke about respect, you know, it would sort of cover the 6. But anyways, that's what it says here. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll move into the other sections in another video to talk about those. As I said, I'm not going to read 5. I'm not going to read 4. I'm not going to read 7, 8, because those are not guaranteed rights. Those are your rights, but they're not guaranteed. In other words, in my opinion, they're not as important as the ones that are guaranteed in this section. So I won't really focus too much. When you get a chance, you can go online and download the document and read all of it for yourself. It's very important that you know all of these things. All right, so until next time, see ya. All right, also remember to subscribe so that when I put out the other video, you'll get it on your phone. And of course, I'm looking for some support as well. I want to grow my channel as large as it can be. I'm asking for y'all's support. Appreciate it. Respect. Much love. Respect. One love. Oh.